news from Formula One. Sebastian Vettel, he is going to be driving the Aston Martin next year. Where does this leave Sergio Perez going into 2021? The big news that came out of NASCAR today, Bubba Wallace, he will not be at the RPM Chevrolet next year. So the big question, where will he end up? All that and more right here on a special Grid Tonight. Hello everyone, welcome to Grid Tonight, a special program because we have a lot of news to report, a lot of news coming out today. Joe Samaniego here. Definitely encourage everyone to participate in the chat room. We'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions, and questions about all the news that we're going to be reporting on today. Some of the big news we'll get to shortly, of course, Formula One with Sebastian Vettel, NASCAR, Bubba Wallace, and then British Touring Car, we have Jade Edwards going there. So a lot to recap, but first we're going to start out with some news that just came out about an hour ago involving NASCAR driver Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace has been suspended indefinitely by NASCAR. In the comment, it was said by the statement from NASCAR that Mike Wallace had done something to violate the policy in regards to sensitivity training to be followed afterwards, and essentially the same kind of conduct that may have landed Kyle Larson in hot water. Looks like it has landed Mike Wallace in hot water as well. There has been no official comment or statement by anybody on what comment or post Mike Wallace had done to get himself in hot water. Big thing is, there's a lot of rumors going around right now on social media, but nothing has been confirmed yet. What we do know is he's been suspended indefinitely by NASCAR. He has done 3 Xfinity Series starts this year, looking to rebound, get a rejuvenation going in his career. So it's a big break for, of course, Mike Wallace, but definitely one of the big things, he has to go through sensitivity training if he wants to be considered for reinstatement. We'll be following this story as well, especially once we hear any confirmed news in regards to everything going on with Mike Wallace. The big news that came out today starting in the morning was Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel has now been confirmed he will be part of the Aston Martin team in 2021. The current Racing Point team is going to transform to Aston Martin next year. There was a lot of question about who will be the 2 drivers. Just yesterday on Grid Tonight, we have reported on Sergio Perez announcing that he was leaving yesterday in sort of a surprise move. There was a lot of speculation going on, but there was nothing confirmed until yesterday when Sergio Perez made that announcement. That got a lot of people discussing, well, this means Vettel will be in there. We reported this all yesterday, and then today it was announced that Vettel will be in there. So it's going to be really interesting to see Vettel going from Ferrari, which they're going to have their 1,000th race this weekend, to Racing Point. Next year will be Aston Martin, and they got a really good car over there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Sebastian Vettel makes the best with that change. Now, of course, the big thing with this, that means Perez is out of a ride for 2021. Perez made more public today some of the information in regards to his exit. He was essentially given a day notice according to multiple media outlets. So not a whole lot of time from when he was told to the announcement of Vettel. Now, Perez had been racing with Racing Point since 2014 when it was Force India. He assisted the team with funding when they were going through administration back in 2018 as well. So he's done a lot for the team, and there's a lot of people expressing online some of the mixed feelings about Perez being out of the ride with Racing Point. So taking a look at some of his stats, 30 years old, he has already 182 starts, 8 podiums, and those 8 podiums have been with teams like Sauber, Racing Point, Force India. So he has done a really good job considering the equipment that he's been running with during his Formula One career. Now, of course, the big thing, he's going to be replaced by Sebastian Vettel next year, and that's when the big things a lot of people are wondering is, where is Perez going to go? Will he be in the Alfa Romeo or Haas F1? Earlier, when there was rumors about Vettel's coming, he had been some rumors to be in talks with Alfa Romeo and Haas F1. Let us know in the chat room comments, where do you think Sergio Perez is going to end up? Some people are even speculating he might end up in IndyCar next year. There was one report he could be in an IndyCar team. The report indicated maybe Tim Penske, but there's another team which we'll get to later in the program that doesn't have all its drivers lined up. Of course, in IndyCar, there's already one Mexican driver there, Pato O'Ward. He's the only full-time Mexican driver, very popular in the series. And of course, if Perez was to go there, you'll have two. Very good chance you might see a race in Mexico City where CART used to run, or Monterey where CART also ran as well there. Now, one of the big things, of course, this is all development because Sebastian Vettel is now joining Racing Point. Taking a look at his stats, of course, he got a lot of championships, 248 starts, 53 wins. Look at all those points he has gained throughout his career. But this year, been very dismal in that Ferrari. That Ferrari is not where it wanted to be. It's just been a struggle. And overall, a lot of people are just seeing this as a big move for him next year to be contending for wins. And our question to everyone, we'd love to see in the chat room, will Vettel be contending for a championship next year? Do you see him being a championship contender next year and at Aston Martin? It's going to be his first year there. And of course, with the rules for Formula One, very same car next year. Minor upgrades here and there. But overall, the Racing Point car is looking really good. They're going to have some upgrades that are going to be released this weekend at the Tuscan Grand Prix. The Ferrari is known it's going to have a long ways to go to get into winning contention. So definitely let us know in the chat room. Interesting thought, of course, Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, and Fernando Alonso, all past world champions, will be on the grid in Formula One races next year. Of course, we got the Tuscan Grand Prix coming up this weekend. NASCAR, the big news that came out, Bubba Wallace, he is essentially not returning back to the 43 car next year. There was a lot of rumors going on the last 2 weeks about potential celebrity co-owners, potential manufacturer switches. Nothing was confirmed throughout that. And today, further proof that all those were just rumors was when Bubba Wallace informed the team he will not be returning. Bubba Wallace did release a statement on his Twitter, essentially thanking Richard Petty and RPM for the opportunity to get his career in the Cup Series started there with the 43 car. Looking at his numbers, of course, 103 starts. He doesn't have any wins, but 3 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and a 20.2 average finish. Big thing, of course, he has done really well this year with that team, considering how underfunded the team has been. We've seen his sophomore struggles last year. Rookie year, he got second place at the Daytona 500. So definitely he's been doing pretty good in that car overall, considering the circumstances. Now, of course, the big question is going to be, where will Bubba Wallace end up next year? He has a lot of new sponsorship deals coming in place lately. Running overall well in that 43 car. The last race, he had mechanical problems at the Southern 500, finished 39th. But before, at Daytona, he was almost in a potential chance to win. Of course, contact with William Bonner, the eventual winner, in a winning move. Cut a tire, he had to make a pit stop, but still came back to finish within the top 10. Now, of course, along with Bubba Wallace, everybody has a lot of drivers that they're following for silly season. We got drivers such as Bubba Wallace. Everybody's wondering, where will he end up? Eric Jones, he's still looking. Tyler Reddick, a lot of people are not sure if he'll go back at RCR. Matt Benedetto, he is in the playoffs along with Clint Boyer, but they don't know where they're going to be. Of course, Daniel Suarez. That's just some of the drivers that are still looking for rides next year. Now, that 43 ride is open. So a question for everyone in the chat room, in the comments, who do you see best fit in that 43 car next year when it's 2021? Bubba Wallace will be in another team. Which team? We don't know. There's a lot of speculation still going around that it could be the 42 car, maybe the 48. The 48 already has sponsorship with Ally in place. The 42 car, Chip Ganassi Racing, Matt Kenseth, he's in that car currently, but it's a 1-year deal. Hasn't been the greatest year. Don't expect him. Here's a question for everyone. Do you see Bubba Wallace maybe returning back to Roush Fenway Racing? He ran there prior to being in the Cup level. He could easily go back, and with all that funds, maybe have a really good lucrative deal with Jack Roush and the folks at Roush Fenway Racing. 9 races left in the season for NASCAR, so it's looking like everyone is essentially awaiting Bubba's next move in silly season. Once he has a place to drive from 2021, that's when it looks like everyone will start falling in place as to where they'll be driving that year. As soon as we hear any news in regards to Bubba Wallace and where he's driving next year, we will report on it. And once that is shared, likely all of the silly season news in NASCAR will start falling in place. Third big story, of course, is over in the British Touring Car Championship. Jade Edwards. Yesterday, the news broke out that Jade will be the first female racer since 2007 to compete in the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. We reported this morning on Grid Girls on the Grid Network. She will contest in the final 3 races, the round 16, 17, and 18th of the British Touring Car Championship season. Now, Edwards is 29 years old, and she's been racing since she was 15, so a long racing career. We tried to pull up some additional stats on her, but definitely encourage everyone at least follow her on Twitter, Facebook, and visit her website as well. Definitely really excited to see another female driver entering in the British Touring Car Championship season. It's been a really long time. The last driver was Fiona Leggett back in 2007. So it's really exciting to see her. And one of the big things on Jade's website, it still says they're still seeking sponsorship opportunities for the Silverstone rounds for the British Touring Cars. So I encourage all our fans to check it out. It's great to see another female racer in the British Touring Cars. And also a friendly reminder, Grid Girls, every Thursday on the Grid Network. We had our second episode today where we report on all the women racing around the world. The final story for today's special program comes out of IndyCar, and that is Andretti Autosport. Andretti Autosport, they only have 2 drivers confirmed for next year, Alexander Rossi and Colton Herta. They're both secure for next year. It is expected that Ryan Hunter-Reay and longtime sponsor DHL are going to have a deal for next year. Marco Andretti, of course, part ownership role in that 98 car. It is expected he will return. Big question, Zach Veach. His contract's almost up with Andretti Autosport, and Gamebridge, the sponsor, as well. Will they return back next year? Now that we know Sergio Perez, he is a driver that has sponsorship backing. Could this be an option for him next year if he doesn't find a good fit in a Formula One team? Definitely, this is going to be another story that we're going to be following. We encourage everyone watching to please leave a comment. Tell us, where do you think Sergio Perez is going to end next year? What about Bubba Wallace? Where will he go? We'd love to hear all of the things you have to say. If you have questions, please put it in the comment section as well. We do everything we can to get back and answer all the questions we possibly can. With that said, we'll go ahead and call it a program. Thank you for joining us for this quick special Grid Tonight. A friendly reminder, Saturday, Grid Live pre-race. Myself, Kobe, we're all going to be here to preview the Formula One, MotoGP, IndyCar, and NASCAR Cup race this upcoming weekend. And then, of course, next week, we're going to have our traditional Grid Tonight program as well as our Grid Live pre-race as well. It's going to be a really fun week of racing ahead. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Interact with us. We have a Discord. Type in Grid Network and you'll find our Discord channel, a fun, safe place for all race fans. I'm Joe San Diego. Thank you for watching.